You may be seated. For those of you who don't know me, which it feels like it's been eons since I've seen, it's so good to see people, and you people, family. My mom was Carol Brehm, and my brother was in the first graduating class here at this school, and it is so exciting. It's an exciting day, right? I know. Yeah. For family members, we dream about this day. We pray about this day, and today we celebrate this day. So I invite you to join me in a moment of prayer. We invite you, the mystery of the universe, into our celebration as we celebrate the milestone of graduation, the diversity of talents these students share, and we ask that you use their talents to bless this world. We give you thanks for families and staff, for their love and support, and we ask that you continue to bless this school, so that others may have the opportunity to build on their strengths so that they may live into their full potential as beloved children in this great and wonderful world. Amen.
Thank you, Stacy. Good afternoon, everyone. It brings me great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you on behalf of Brehm's Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff. Parents, family members, and friends of our distinguished graduates, the Brehm family is grateful for the opportunity you have afforded us to be a part of your graduates' learning and exploring of his or her own potential and possibilities. Today is a stellar testimony that our partnership has done its job. Thank you for choosing Brehm, and know that your graduate will remain a source of pride. Now, I feel it'd be remiss for me not to acknowledge the challenges that our graduates and our staff, that our families, our community, our country, the world has faced these past 14 months. And yet we are here together. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the class that preceded this class, just as we think back to that first graduating class of Brehm and included Tyson Brehm. Take a moment to think of the class of 2020. We were gathered together looking at screens in our living rooms, back decks, gathered together in a way very different from today. And yet I'm happy to tell you that our class of 2020 is doing well. Just as we know a year from now, we look back on this class of 2021. I'm sure this class is well prepared for the year and the years to come. Now for me, to get through these last 14 months, I've thought back to generations before us and how they faced adversity, came together, and got through those difficult times. I have a poem I'd like to share with this class and share with all of you. This is a poem called A House Called Tomorrow. Alberto Rios, the poet laureate of the state of Arizona. You're not 15 or 12 or 17. You are 100 wild centuries, and 15 bringing with you in every breath and in every step everyone who has come before you. And the yous that have been the mother of your mother, the fathers of your father. If someone in your family tree was trouble, 100 were not. The bad do not win, not finally, no matter how loud they are. We simply would not be here if that were so. You are made fundamentally from the good. With this knowledge, you never march alone. You are the breaking news of the century. You are the good who has come forward through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise. But think, when you as a child learned to speak, it's not that you didn't know words. It's that from the centuries, you knew so many, and it's hard to choose the words that will be your own. From those centuries, we human beings bring with us the simple solutions in songs, the river bridges and star charts and song harmonies, all in service to a simple idea that we can make a house called tomorrow. What we bring finally into the new day every day is ourselves, and that's all we need to start. That's everything we require to keep going. Look back only for as long as you must, then go forward into the history you will make. Be good, then better. Write books, cure disease, make us proud, make yourself proud. And those who came before you, when you hear thunder, hear it as their applause. At this time, as we recognize the impact and efforts of the parents, caregivers, and families who stand behind each of the graduates here on the stage before you, I would like to recognize our outgoing Brehm Parents Association president to the podium to deliver the senior gift for the class of 2021. Now, before Mike gets up here, I'd like to thank him for all of the tireless work he has done as BPA president, much of which has gone unheard and unseen. I would also like to take a moment to recognize Andrea Picone, who has graciously volunteered to be our incoming BPA president and will serve in that role moving forward. Andrea, if you wouldn't mind standing to be seen, recognized. Thank you, Andrea. And Mike, thank you for helping us.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. When I came here, I didn't know I was going to be doing this, so this is a nice surprise. So each year, the BPA gives a senior gift to the outgoing class. So this year, as in last year, they picked the drinking fountains. And so this is the gift that we will be helping to pay for this year. Class of 2021's gift to the school is a drinking fountain. It'll be put into Tyson Hall over the summer, and then it will just go on to the rest of the buildings as well.
Now, Mike, before you leave the stage, I know you weren't too thrilled necessarily to come up here. However, on behalf of the school and the administration, I would like to share with you a little plaque that features you and your family and thanks you for all of your contributions to the Brehm Parent Association. We truly appreciate your commitment and dedication. And of course, it features Mike and Winnie Reynolds. Winnie, thank you for all of your service to Brehm as well. So here we go, Mike. At this time, I would like to welcome Aaron Lee, our Dean of Students, and our senior class to share their senior reflections. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you, Jeremy. Senior reflections. Having the seniors read their reflections was a tradition started last year while the graduation ceremony was done virtually. And we felt that it was a tradition that was worth pulling forward for future generations, as it allows for all of you to hear about the progress these young people have made in their own words.
Hi, hi everyone. I am Jack Altman. You know how they say, when one door closes, another opens? Well, that is how I ended up at Brehm. And for this, I am grateful. As a result of that one door closing, I came to Brehm and have learned so much and grown so much. The opportunities that I was granted at Brehm allowed me to make and foster relationships with my peers. My friends have made a big impact on my time here at Brehm, and I believe they will support me for a long time. In addition, I've created wonderful memories thanks to all the fun events my friends and I attended. I can remember going to concerts in St. Louis, basketball games, baseball games, and just hanging with friends. In my 2 years at Brehm, I overcame many challenges and learned so many things, like time management, budgeting, and independent living skills. While life is looking up, I admit that things were not always easy. Before I came to Brehm, I had trouble making real friends, was bullied, and kept to myself as a result. Nevertheless, there were one or two friends that stuck with me through everything. Academically, I have had teachers who gave me a great education and taught me in a way that was perfect for my style of learning. Unlike my old public school, my grades are all A's and B's. I went from a C student to an A student. Graduation is a huge accomplishment for me and my family who have been supporting me throughout my entire time in school. Finally, all of my friends and teachers have made a lasting impact on my life, and I am very grateful for this. First and foremost, I would like to thank my parents. Without them, I would not have ever been able to attend Brehm and have the great experiences I have had. In addition, I would like to once again thank all of my friends from home and at Brehm, as well as all of my teachers. All of you have impacted my life in a positive way. Brehm has truly changed my life, and for that, I am forever grateful.
Good evening. My name is Sam Belisanko. I've attended Brehm for 6 years. This year I attended class online while I was at home in the Cayman Islands. I will always remember the great times I had with my friends when I was on campus. Just spending time with them and going to different places made for a lot of fun, cool memories, going to movies, being in the running club, and going to the Bahamas to help others were some of my favorite things. While at Brehm, I learned when to laugh and when to be serious about things. I learned about time, place to be funny, and the place to be respectful of people around me. Over the years, I've started to open up, to talk more, because my first year I was very silent. I didn't want to speak a lot. As I felt better, there I thought, oh, I'll crack some jokes, make some friends, and have a good time. There are many people I would like to thank. All my teachers, dorm staff, recreation staff, through my time here. Most of all, I want to thank my parents for not just spending the money, but for being patient with me and getting me to this point in my life. I love you.
Honestly, I'm going to ad-lib this. I just want to thank my family and the Brehm faculty. As frustrating as it can be sometimes to be at Brehm, I wouldn't change a thing. I want to thank all my dorm staff, including Liz, even though she scares me. But I wouldn't change a thing. Thank you guys so much.
Hello, my name is Jack Gonzalez. I live in Highland Park, Illinois. I have attended Brehm for 3 years. I lived in General Hall with Kenya and Kel as my dorm parents. One of my most favorite memories when I participated in the For Kids' Sake running event because I ran with my dad. It was a 5K, and we finished with a good time, and we won for raising the most money. Life was easy for me until I had viral meningitis at the age of 3. I couldn't walk and had trouble talking. It was a tough road to get here today, but look at me. I am graduating, forgive me. I would like to thank my teachers, staff, and dorm parents. Thanks, Paul, for helping me with math. I want to thank my family for giving me life and for protecting and loving me. I love you. I'm very thankful for my remote learning sponsors, Major Melon Mountain Dew, and Pepsi. I would like to thank The Weeknd for giving the world Blinding Lights, which is the song that got me through Orton and speech class. Thank you very much. Jack Gonzalez. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Owen Gottlieb. My 2 years at Brehm have been life-changing to say the least. I came into the program hating the idea of not sleeping in my own bed, but through patience and time from the staff, I grew into a mature young adult. Thanks to Brehm, I feel much more ready for the next years of my life. I'd also want to thank my friends for giving me through the years. My plan for the fall is to start classes at Southern Illinois University. I'd like to thank Brehm, Mom, and Bill for their support through the school years, and Caleb, Mason, and Connor. A person that spoke most to me for a quote was General George S. Patton, who said, quote, "Accept the challenges so that you may feel the exhilaration of victory," end quote.
Good evening, I'm Connor Hare. I'm glad to be finally graduating and going to college soon. I came to this school because my parents chose this to give me support I needed through high school. I've been at this school for 2 years. Brehm has helped me by improving my social skills, independent living skills, and raising my GPA. My plan for the fall is to start classes at the University of Arizona, and my ultimate goal is to become a video game music composer. I'd like to thank Brehm, Idea High School, my mom and dad for their support, and Caleb, Mason, Owen, and Harrison.
Hello, I am Mason Hempen. I've been a student here at Brehm for the last 4 years. I've learned what skills I have in life, and I've learned how to develop them further. And along the way, I've made many friends and memories with all of you, faculty and staff. And I would just like to thank a few of them. Now, if you aren't on this list, that doesn't mean I don't love you. Firstly, I'd like to thank Bradley. He's been there every step of the way, from testing to helping me get registered for my dual enrollment. Anything I needed, he would try his hardest to help me. Secondly, I would like to thank Jen. She's no longer with us, but when she was here, she was like a mom away from mom. Anytime I needed her, she was there. Finally, I'd like to thank Caleb, well, not finally, sorry. I'd like to thank Caleb Reynolds for being a pretty okay friend. We had our moments. And then finally, I'd like to thank my parents. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. It's been a rough 4 years, but you guys have helped me a lot through it. I don't think I would still be here if it weren't for you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alfonso Irigoyen Herrera. I was born on March 31st of 2001 in Mexico in the state of Sonora. I lived most of my life in the state of Puebla, and I've been living in Mexico City recently. My favorite activities are drawing, reading, doing personal research, watching movies, and television series. I also like animals, history, paleontology, and biology. I've been at Brehm for 3 years. I learned academic subjects from Brehm like algebra, geometry, and chemistry. My favorite classes at Brehm were biology and mixed media. When I came to Brehm, I came here because I wanted to have the same experience of a boarding school as my mother and older sister. One of the things that I appreciate from Brehm is the help that I received looking and choosing a college for my future. Another thing that I appreciate about Brehm is the Aerosmith program. And without it, learning some of the academic studies, honestly, would not be possible. I would also like to thank my mother for never giving up on me and seeing the potential in me. I would also like to thank my former psychiatrist, Monse, for helping me for more than 8 years, and even after not doing our sessions anymore, still being a friend to me and my family. I would like to thank also my sisters for being friends and family, even if we had our differences. My plans for the future is to go to Casper College for 2 to 3 years and then transfer to the University of Wyoming to study geology and biology.
Hello, my name is Tommy McGreevy. I've been at Brehm since 2016. I came to Brehm because my other school is not treating me well and it wasn't able to help me learn. Brehm has helped teach me in ways that my other school didn't. I am definitely better off here. I'm thankful for Brehm for many reasons. I have learned a lot at Brehm. I have even learned to do my laundry, which I think I'm pretty good at now. I will remember my friends the most and hanging out with them, especially in the dorms. I really enjoy chatting with Caleb, Owen, and Harrison. My favorite rec would have to be esports and playing video games with my friends. Brehm has helped me become more willing to be around people. I want to manage animals in a zoo. I want to thank Brehm and my family for helping me with this. I would especially like to thank my family and parents. My parents are very supportive and have helped me become a better person. Next year, I plan on going to options, although I'm going to miss Brehm.
Happy graduation. I am Andrew Parker. I have been at Brehm for 3 years and have learned many things during my time here. I learned to drive, how to do laundry, how to cook, and other valuable independent skills. One thing I am thankful for is Jocelyn buying the book. Also, I am thankful for letting me sit in that good, comfortable chair. I am thankful to Sam for always going to buy my water. I will always remember the fun I had with Deb. I'm glad my family gets to see me graduate. I'm considering ALC college and options for next year. I'm looking forward to summer vacation.
Good evening. Good evening. I am Haven Platkow. My time at Brehm Preparatory School has been a journey of discovery and growth. Brehm has taught me a lot of things, such as the importance of enjoying a little fun while at the same time taking my work seriously. While the staff has been providing overwhelming support, I think that was a typo, I want to acknowledge the students as well, especially the students of Jenner Hall, both past and present. When I had to go remote learning for a majority of the year due to a drug study that, frankly, I never cared about and wish I had pulled out of it sooner. Because while it may have helped with my physical health deformities, it would not have helped with my social skills, and that's not something that can be acquired from a pill or injection. After a while, the boys of Jenner Hall stopped being my friends and instead became my brothers. What I especially love about them and the students outside of Jenner Hall is 1 second there's drama, and then 2 seconds later we're hugging it out. It's honestly amazing. Another thing I love about them is when I received a bilateral testicular cancer diagnosis, which sent me into a depression, my brothers and my family gave me a reason to keep going, and I will never forget them for that, unless I get dementia. I also want to acknowledge Megan Collins Morse, I think I said that right, my Aerosmith teacher, who has allowed me to truly be myself in the classroom. There are many other students who deserve praise, but quite frankly, I completed this on Tuesday after days of extreme procrastination. I am a procrastination champion. No one can beat me in the ring. Might need some Rocky Balboa music, but Yeah. The past year and a half have not been easy for any of us, but we still pushed through it and we emerged stronger and more united than we've ever been before. Just so no one feels left out in my praises, I want to again acknowledge and thank everyone for making my time at Brehm Preparatory School a heck of a lot better. Thank you.
Hello, I am Caleb Reynolds. I'd like to thank a lot of people that have helped me through the course of Brehm. First, there's my parents who gave me the opportunity to go to Brehm and meet the people that would change my life for the better. There are the friends that have either moved on or graduated, and the ones that have still been by my side to help me through the hard times, as well as creating the unforgettable memories at this school. I have to thank all of the teachers and dorm staff that have taught me and guided me throughout the years. And most of all, I'd like to specifically thank Sam, the first person I could actually call my friend, who, even though this year was hard for both of us, came back to finish this year with me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hayden Souza, and I will conclude the senior reflections. I will mostly remember my friends, the staff, and the dorm parents. I will remember Liz and her words of encouragement, Miss Nishkia and her hilarious stories, Kale with his matter of fact, you've got this, and Scott, who I learned so much from. I also want to thank Megan, Paul, Courtney, Brad, and Pam. I learned so much from you, and you helped me when things were really bad. You let me do my schoolwork on my own when before Brehm I've always had to have a one-on-one aid. I did well, and I made the honor roll for the first time in my life. Once I participated in the recs and trips and activities, I started to forget about that scared kid who always stayed off to the side. Leaving to go home from Brehm wasn't the scariest thing I've ever done. I've been through scary things, but then I enjoyed it and started to become my own person. When I went home for the holiday break, a different person, I have independence, and I even gained some confidence. I struggled after the holiday break, and I learned the stress piles up, and anxiety will also pile up, and then it gets to your behaviors. It really upset me that it made me too worried to come back, but Brehm helped me find the tools, and I needed to figure this out. I love the campus, and I will remember the bonfires and dancing on break in Aerosmith, and most importantly, the snow days. I have a summer job now in a restaurant, and I hope to learn about aviation. And in the fall, I will attend the Community College of Rhode Island Mechanical Technician Program. I will also hope to repair model trains for Lionel.
I'd like to call Jeremy Robbins back up to the stand, please.
Thank you, Aaron. One more time, let's recognize the reflections of our graduates. It is now my distinguished pleasure to introduce you to Coach Greg Douglas, the man whose name is featured on the very building in now which we are seated. There we have Coach's name. He's worked at Brehm since its inception in 1982 up until this past school year in 2020. I call forward Coach Douglas.
Thanks, you guys make me feel like a rock star. Yeah. You know, I think this reflection deal was wonderful. It was really, really cool. It's nice to see. It's nice to see, and it's great for you guys, I'm sure, to hear what impact you had on their lives. We all know that because we work at it all the time, but you know, you got to feel that one. So thank you very much, guys, for your reflections. As a 70-year-old who has spent more than half my life here at Brehm, I can attest to the powerful, life-changing efforts that transpire here. It is an appropriate thing that we celebrate, acknowledge the efforts of the students and their successes. I'm honored to have been asked to address this special group on this momentous occasion. You may not remember much of what I say tonight here, but you will recall a lot about what you have lived and done here at Brehm. We understand that it's not easy to leave behind your home, your family, your friends, your pets, the comfort of familiar surroundings to come to school here. And parents, we know it is not easy to bring your children here, drop them off, and trust us with their well-being. Thank you for your support. We value your trust. The graduation ceremony is a time-honored tradition. It may seem a little weird with the robes and the flat hats and all. I always had a hard time keeping the mortarboard on my round and solid cranium. So I would use an upholstery tack and a little mallet, tap it in there, and I had no problems after that. And if I needed help, I'm sure any of the staff members would have been happy to hammer that nail right into the top of my head. And the headaches didn't last that long. So, and for those of you who aren't quite up with this wonderful humor, that's a coach joke. And my grandparents, or my grandparents, my grandkids always look at me and say, "Really, Papa? Really?" Yeah. So, anyway, the tradition provides a transition for you towards adulthood. Although it marks the end of high school, it is the beginning of a new phase of your journey, thus the term commencement. Congratulations, you have done the work, not only here, but for the last 12 years. It's now your job to listen, celebrate, and be thankful as I perform my job, trying to bore you to tears. So, here we go. And actually, you're really pretty lucky. Stacy was talking to me before, and asked me how I could possibly come up with what I wanted to talk about after all these years. And so I had pages and pages of notes, and I kept looking at them, and man, this is too long. So I cut all that stuff out. You don't have to hear about the history of graduations at Brehm, because we've had many of them, and in lots of different venues, lots of different places. So you don't have to listen to any of those things. So the history lesson is over for today, and because this is really about you and your accomplishments. I do want to share with you, though, a couple of things about some former students. I heard a few of you talk about other students that were here before that aren't here now, and I happened to run into Carl the other day, and I told him about this, and I don't know, I haven't seen him here, but I invited him to your graduation because I thought you might like to see Carl Fredrickson again. I remember playing those fun games we used to play, and you guys, when you first came, Sam, you guys were so wild, and Caleb and Mason. Yeah, it makes me laugh. Remember our Kill the Carrier game out in the grass after lunch, and that was always good times. But anyway, Carl was asked about many of you, and I think that's a cool thing. And then I also, Terry and I attended the football games for Heron High School, and we happened to notice on the sideline, we saw Hayden Kleckner's parents. And Hayden Kleckner played football for Heron High School this past year. He was number 53, a defensive standout on the line. He's 6'3" and 260 pounds now, so he was quite a force. And he also received an academic scholarship. The staff may be proud to hear that. Remember, Caleb worked really hard, or Hayden worked really hard. Caleb always works hard, but right? I got that right, didn't I, Caleb? Yeah. All right. All right. But anyway, the idea that I'm trying to get across to you here is that once you are part of our family, you are always part of our family. Once you're a Brehmy, you're always a Brehmy. And you're welcome back here, and we want to keep in touch with you, and we want you to let us know how you're doing. When you have your first child, Sam, you call me and let me know. Yeah. Mason, I remember Mason as being actually our most valuable hugger. Mason seemed to hug everybody every day, and couldn't get enough of it. So Mason might end up being our first parent, our first grandparent. I don't know. All right. On a much heavier note, sadly, we lost a 1986 graduate of Brehm, whom I have spoken with on the phone ever since he left here. Once a week, I would talk to Wild Bill. But Wild Bill had colon cancer this past year. He fought valiantly, but lost his battle to colon cancer in mid-May. I promised his family that I would mention him in this address because some of his best days were spent here at Brehm School. He was a kind and gentle person and a good man. So that's to Bill. The point is that the connections and the caring that you receive here go way above and beyond what you get at most places. At Brehm School, like I said, once a Brehmie, always a Brehmie. Nearly everyone forms a special bond with someone here, and I hope you realize that, and I hope you value that, because we all do. So now, class, I've got a rhetorical question for you, and the rhetorical question is, what have you learned? I know there's some of you that are just sitting there waiting to tell me what rhetorical means, because I know that's what I always wanted to do as a child. I would get in trouble at school and at church when the speaker would ask a rhetorical question. I'd always want to provide that answer right then at the time. But so what you have learned was summed up very well in your reflections. So you've shared that with me, and that's great. What I'm going to share with you is what I think you need to learn now, and what you need to continue learning, and what else you need in order to live a good and full life. So here goes with Coach's tips for what it takes for your life, okay? Brehm's aim is that we all become lifelong learners. Learn how you learn, and know what it takes in order for you to be successful. We want you to understand that change is inevitable. Growth is imminent. Hardships and problems are ever present and occurring. It is how we respond to these conditions that largely influence our personal and our professional lives. Life can come at you hard and fast, and it will deliver some devastating blows. How much can we stand? No one knows, but we learn to do it. All of those sayings, the adages, the admonitions, the exhortations about not giving up, hanging in there, get up when you fall, all these things are true, but they're much easier said than done. Develop your own grit and resilience. Learn to push through adversity. You can do it. Recognize the severity of difficulties and disappointments. Everything is not always the worst tragedy. Poor me, my life is ruined. Now, keep moving forward. Don't go there with how terrible things are, because a lot of times those terrible things aren't near as terrible as what's coming. Keep moving forward. Breathe in, breathe out, move on. We're all part of something bigger than us. Extend to everyone the same respect, rights, privileges, and freedoms that we want for ourselves. Be a good person. Be honest, responsible, accountable for your actions. Learn to forgive and seek forgiveness, and to move on. Love always, and you will live well. Graduates, tonight, and I know some of you did that already with your reflections, but you need to thank your parents. You need to thank your family, your dorm parents, your teachers, your administrators. And if you can do that personally and look them in the eye and with a handshake or I don't know how you do a socially distant hug. Mason, can you show me a socially distant hug? I bet not. I bet not. I bet not. Your dorm parents, your teachers, your administrators, your staff, and your classmates for their support. Thank them. And lastly, I believe that everyone here owes a thank you to Terry Douglas for her leadership, work ethic, knowledge, dedication, caring, commitment, compassion, and love while helping so many Brehm students achieve. Truly, it has been a wonderful career. She should be very proud.
Coach and Terry, may I ask you both to come forward, please? One more time, please come forward. Coach and Terry, please. Coach and Terry, please come forward. We want you both to be recognized together. Again, thank you. One more time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, he thought he was going to sit down. However, I would like to present this plaque in appreciation for timeless service and dedication to Greg Coach Douglas, here today, May 28th, 2021.
Looks just like me.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, I will call back to the podium Aaron Lee for the Citizenship Award.
Each year, the faculty and staff have the honor of selecting one student among the senior class who displays cooperativeness, courteousness, dependability, helpfulness, and thoughtfulness, which are all characteristics of a good citizen. Here are some of what the staff had to say about him. He is a gentle-souled, content to walk through life with his eyes ever upward, ever hopeful, seeing only the shared humanity in all of us, ever ready to give a helping hand to others in need. He is a consummate gentleman and human being who represents quiet leadership and consistently serves as a good example and role model for all fellow students. This year's Citizenship Award goes to Inaki. At this time, Jeremy Robbins will be awarding the Presidential Award of Excellence.
Thank you, Aaron. We actually skipped one page. So before I do that, I would like to call forward Kenya Govan for the Inspiration Award.
Good evening. Each year, the faculty and staff have the honor of selecting one student among the senior class who display persistence and courage in facing and pursuing personal, academic, and social challenges. Here are what some of the staff had to say about him. This young man has shown great perseverance in grappling with his difficulties and has optimized resiliency. This young man has used the tools and strategies he's been given through his time here and has made tremendous strides, both academically and socially. This year's Inspiration Award goes to Tommy McGreevy.
All right, you're good. Thank you, Kenya, and thank you, Aaron. The purpose of the President's Education Award is to recognize the student who shows outstanding educational growth, improvement, commitment, and intellectual development in their academic subjects. It is meant to encourage and reward students who work hard and give their best effort in school, often in the face of special obstacles to their learning. This award is given to the student with the highest overall GPA for all 4 years of high school. The award is accompanied by a letter from President Biden and a commemorative pin, and the letter states, "Congratulations on receiving the 2021 President's Education Award. America is a country where we are one and unite through tough times. You are the future leaders of this great nation, and through your determination and resilience to push forward, you have reached this ultimate accomplishment of being recognized for this prestigious award. Dr. Biden and I are pleased to congratulate you on receiving the 2021 President's Education Award. We are honored to join your family, friends, school, and community in celebrating your wonderful achievement. Jill and I send our best wishes and blessings. Keep challenging yourself. Be kind. And while we continue to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, be sure to wear a mask. Signed, President Joseph R. Biden. With an overall GPA of 3.68, the President's Education Award goes to Caleb Reynolds. There's your letter, there's Caleb, and your pen. You want to hold on to that. Do I pin it on him right now? Do I pin it on him right now? Okay. You can take your pen. And here, if you want to hold that up, Caleb, we'll have to take a picture. And you get underneath. If it were to go on your wall, you can hold this up as well. Now, if there are two superheroes, they are Terry Douglas and Bradley Beck. I am calling them forward, the dynamic duo, to award the honor cords.
Thank you, Jeremy. The honor cords are earned by those students who have maintained a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher on a 4.0 scale and is based on their Brehm grades only. Jack Altman. Harrison Kahn. Jack Gonzalez. Owen Gottlieb. Connor Hare. Iñaki Irigoyen. Andrew Parker. Caleb Reynolds. Lastly, and the moment you've all been waiting for, Stacy Brehm Tate will now be presenting the class of 2021 their diplomas. Would the 8th grade class of 2021 please prepare to receive your diploma? Ella Jessie Cartmel.
This is the important part, right? By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees and Brehm Preparatory School, and upon the recommendations of your teachers and the school, I proclaim that you have completed your 8th grade requirements.
Thank you. Now, would the senior class of 2021 please prepare to receive their diplomas? Kem F.A. Alpe. Jack Adam Altman. Samuel Nicholas Bilisanko. Harrison Jack Kahn. Jack Walter Scott Gonzalez. Owen Kelfer Gottlieb. Connor Lee Hare. Came to the cheering section. Mason Henry Hempen. Iñaki Alfonso Irigoyen Herrera. Thomas Connolly McGreevy. Andrew Thomas Parker. Haven Tolson Platkow. Caleb Michael Reynolds. Hayden Russell Scott Souza. At this time, I would like to welcome Ms. Stacy Brehm Tate back to the podium for the conferment of the graduates.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees and Brehm Preparatory School, and upon the recommendations of your teachers and the school, I proclaim that you have completed your high school requirements and are now graduated from Brehm Preparatory School.
Block view, just the flags there. I'm one of the